Hey Ringside crew, welcome to the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. And now here's your host, Joe Panther III.
Hello there, wrestling fans, and welcome to another episode of the internationally known Dudes at Ringside podcast. I'm Joe Panther III, and today is the most loveliest show. I'm going to say love a lot today. It's going to be a love fest. We're all in love. It's not Valentine's Day, but it's a lovely... Oh gosh, it's a lovely Wednesday here on Joe Panther Variety Show. And I have this young lady that is absolutely hearts ablazing, a trail for herself in the independent wrestling scene. Introduce yourself, my man.
Alicia Love.
Alicia Love. Welcome to Dudes at Ringside podcast. So my first question for you is, who trained you?
I have a good mix on my hand. I kind of went back and forth for a little bit. Started off in Boiling Springs, South Carolina with Elite 13, Chief J Eagle, and TKO. They're wrestlers in the Carolinas. Then I went to AJ Frost, a little pinch with AR Fox in Georgia, and then pretty much came back to permanent South Carolina.
Oh, wow. So what were you thinking the first time you went through the doors of the training facility?
Well, when I first really found out about where the training was, I off rip told them, I'm like, I have no experience. The most athleticism I have is cheer. And so when they were just like, come in workout gear and, make sure you have that permission, I knew cardio has never been my best friend, but I was like, I want to do this, but I'm like, I don't want to embarrass myself. But it was because I pretty much started off by myself with like 2-3 trainers and then the other ones who were training. And it was a little intimidating, but then when he was like, get on there and, join with the boys, I'm like, okay, just breathe and give it a shot.
Awesome. So, like, with wrestling, like, who are some of your inspirations to, like, have joined this huge world of, like, wrestling? Who are some of your top favorite superstars when you were a kid?
Well, I know I still get the joke. Everyone says, most people that are, older or upper in the wrestling fan base, they're like, when did you get into wrestling? Like 2011, the John Cena, Kane, Zack Ryder, Embrace the Hate storyline. They was like, you came to wrestling at the worst time. I'm like,
oh, Jesus. Oh, no.
But I'm like, I couldn't help it because I was a John Cena girl, complete fangirl. Kelly was one of the Kelly, Tamina, and Natalia and AJ Lee were one of the first females I saw. And really, I'm not even ashamed. Like, male-wise, it was mainly John Cena. I didn't care what he was doing. It was like, all right, John Cena.
It's funny and sad. It's in your sense, everybody's kind of in a jokingly wrestling, like that movie, Haters. If you think about it, the women's division was banging that at that time. We got Kelly, we had Beth Phoenix, we had Michelle McCool, right? Michelle McCool was there.
Maurice.
Mike, the women's division. If you played the SmackDown game, you went to the women, and it was just like the who's who. I had that women's title. That's when they had the butterfly belt. Like, did you have that by chance? Did you get that belt when it was out?
I was actually gifted it what birthday was? I think that was like my 17th birthday. And I got it. It wasn't of course, nowhere near graduation. But it was like, here's a late birthday present. Expect something in the mail. I didn't get told what it was. When they was like, just make sure you're there to sign for it. So I'm like, okay. And then I got home, make sure it ran right off the school bus. They're like, you're gonna want this. I know you like wrestling. And I opened it. I freaked out, and I was just like, this is real. This is replica. This is. And I even gave it to my mom. She was like, this is heavy. I'm like, yeah. And I put that specifically on a certain shelf. I was like, it is not going anywhere.
It's funny. Like, I know a lot of people give that belt like fever, like heat, like, oh, how do you like the belt, right?
I mean, for me, even when I do, because right now I'm still in the process of a move. Like, even with knowing it's in a storage, I'm like, it's not going anywhere. It's still cherishable to me because this is like that was the first win. Well, minus, like I said, I got into wrestling 2011, so I didn't know much about the Yellow Women's Championship. What Lay Cool, Michelle and Layla did. I was there, for the Divas era, so I'm gonna cherish that still to this day.
Yeah, it's so cool because if you look at the history of the belt, that's a different style. Like the one that my era added. Well, I'm 41, so I remember that like the belt looking different, and then they made it the Raw belt. That women's title had the round belt that some of the other girls had, like Jacqueline and stuff like that. So like when you finally got your chance to be backstage at a wrestling show, like, and they told you you're ready to go, what was your energy like that day?
I was a nervous wreck and wasn't even sure if the opportunity was going to be open still. Because it was actually on a Friday. They were running a 2-nighter at the time. This was in Boiling Springs, which 2 weeks I'll hit my year mark from that date. They were doing like a memorial show, but it was a battle royal. And so he was like, hey, if you want to, you can. And so I didn't want to, when my excitement kicks in, I'm kind of like, I don't want to pester anybody. I don't want to, blow up someone's phone. But I'm like, is this serious? Is this a joke? But I was like, you know what? I'm going to pack, figure out how I'm going to do my hair. And then sure enough, that next day, I was like, even though I haven't heard anything, I'm still just going down there, even if I got to sit as a fan. And then sure enough, when I walked in, I was nervous. I was like, all right, maybe this probably won't happen. I sat down for a minute. I was like, you know what? This might be an opportunity you're going to miss. So I got up and kind of went to the back and was like, is it still open? He's like, you want to do the Battle Royal? You can do it. So I was like, okay, deep breath. And I texted my mom, like, off rip, because she was at work, bless her heart. And I was like, I'm wrestling tonight. And I think she had just pulled like a 12-hour shift, and I caught her by the last second. And I was like, are you coming? And she was like, yeah. And it was nerve-wracking, but I was like, this is gonna happen. You gotta suck it up. You wanted to do it, now's your chance.
Awesome. So do you like ultimately remember the music you came out to, or like did everybody not have their music that just said their name when they came through the curtain?
For the Battle Royal, it was all at one. Yeah, all at once. Everyone came out. But then for their normal show date, it was they had a show after that, and I used Jessie J Hero for my first singles debut.
Do you remember what gear you wore in your actual regular first match?
My first match, I didn't have gear at the time, so I had this shirt. It's a custom Alicia Love one. I had a pair of black tights and my knee-high Converse, and I was like, I just gotta make it work.
Yeah, it's so funny because like it's sad because when you're first debuting, everybody either starts with like basketball shorts like I'm wearing, or like a tank top with if I was a wrestler, the wrestlers would be laughing at me. The place I would start, I'd go buy my gear, and people don't really think about this. You can always go to like a swimsuit store.
Oh yeah.
When the season's ending, and go in and buy the long swim trunks like you see the guys in the Olympics used to wear up down to your knees.
Yeah.
Buy a whole rack out and just
They
use them as trunks, wrestling trunks, right?
Yep.
Make sure you check if the back and the front are not see-through, but like get some cool colors like pink and black and like stuff like that.
And make it work.
Yeah, or you can get the regular girl's bathing suit and get the trunks and put them
Yep.
over it and make it like, make it work.
Make it your own.
Yeah. Yeah. So who made your gear?
When I first started, like aside from when I finally branched out from doing the shirt and the tights, my mom actually made my first 3 sets of gear. Literally hand stitch, go to the store, fabric, needle and thread. And when I tell you, even days coming from training, it'd be about 10 o'clock, days after a show, she'll be hot on it. Like, okay, what color do you want to do? What do you want to do? Like, and I'm like, a lot of people are kind of like, are you serious? And I'm like, yes, I have a box specific handmade gear that she's done for me.
Awesome. It's good to know that like you went to the person that you live your mom to get you make your gear, because a lot of people go, I gotta go on this website and like get this person that probably will never see me live. Will never see me perform unless you send a picture or send a video and say, oh look, this is my gear. Your mama made that. That's the touching part right there, that your mom made your gear. So
she did. Oh, sorry.
Oh no, keep going. Sorry. I'm done.
She did the let me see. It was for October, I know specifically I had like a sparkly set. It was a pink top and pants. I specifically wanted to do pink for breast cancer. And then I had a Halloween show. We had 2 battle royals, and she did me a custom set because I had kind of got merged into working on for a tag team. And so he was like, hey, do you have anything gold or yellow? So she did that. And then there's another one she did that's probably on my Insta. I have to find it. But then when like some of the pictures anyone might see of me in like a silver top with like a pink a heart cut out and then some shorts. That one was kind of like was going through a little bit of stuff and kind of wasn't full time like we were to be able, get this done. So I kind of threw together, I'm like, all right, there's a heart. Everyone talks about leather, make it work. And when I debuted that one, everyone was like, this is the different Alicia. Like, this is, your comfort zone. And I carried that one for a minute, probably until about roughly maybe about 2 months ago. And then I went to, I cannot remember her name. The pink one I have now, she's on Insta. She did that one, the one with the pink heart.
One of our fans.
Tracy, sounds like your mother is your fan. My mom, like, she's my cheerleader. Like, I've gotten her, we've taken so many road trips where it's just like, hey, mom, you coming to a show? Now it's not really like a question. It's just like, hey, I'll be over there. Let's go. She's like, all right, you gave me the phone for recording. I'm right here. Don't do anything crazy. And I'm glad she's not too worried, but she is. But she definitely supports me. 10 on 10, always.
That's awesome. That's good to know that your mama's right there. Boom, boom, boom. Your fan, like my mom. She helps me make the banners, and she did help me with my own shirts that my mom made for a while, and they help me out. They always tell me they like my videos when I say what they're going. It's going to be live this day, and they'll like the video before it goes live. So, like, what made you get this character of love and stuff like that? Where did it come from? Like, or was it you that came up with the character, or was it your trainer?
Really, even before I finally decided that I wanted to wrestle, it was kind of corny, but it's not. For me, the first thing when I started thinking of like, okay, if you want to be a wrestler, my first question was, what wrestlers use their real name, or do they? And so I knew it was maybe about 2 or 3. I know they did like John Cena, and I saw Alicia Fox. So I'm like, Goldberg. Okay. And I fangirl for Alicia Fox. So I'm like, oh, we have the same name. So instead of using Alicia, which is my my name, I'm like, okay, Alicia, because everyone pronounces it that way anyways. And then for love, it was offered like, okay, everyone wrestling, you are, a gimmick, a character. I'm like, I'm a loving person. I'm a, bright sunshine. And so I'm like, love. So I put it like Alicia Love, and really building up Alicia Love now to this day to, like I said, in about 2 weeks, I hit my year. It's like, I've given the advice, when you go out that curtain, be the alter ego of who you really are. And that's helped me a lot develop, like even during matches, a promo, if I'm gonna do a segment or in a match, it helps.
Yeah. It's always good to have a certain thing your character does. So like, are you currently in any rivalries with anybody?
Um, AWS right now, I've got Kira. We got a little back and forth, and we meet again next Saturday. And Ghazi, she wants the belt, and I'm open for a challenge. So I think I got two girls coming for me, but I'm be ready anytime, whenever they
Oh, you're a champion. Oh,
I
that's good. Oh, and this podcast is the internationally known home of champions.
am.
So you have the belt with you right now?
It's actually in my living room.
Okay, don't worry. If you don't want to leave your comfy chair, you're good. You're good.
But I definitely have a few promo pics with it. But it perfectly fits. So like mine isn't just being women's shit. I'm like, it's pink. This is me. I love it.
Tell the promoter, don't change the belt.
No.
Don't change the strap, please. So, Alicia, when you go to these shows, have you ever had any fans come up to you and like give you like art or like make things of you, like pictures and stuff like that?
No, not really a giving way, but I've had probably almost a handful of stories where like I'm a sucker for kids who just come up and they're so open and bubbly happy to see you. And it's like gets, oh, you're my favorite, or oh, I like your hair. And it's just like it brightens the more excitement that I have, and it pushes me more to be like, okay, you're doing something right, even if the kids don't understand, wrestling in depth. They're like, this is somebody, I like seeing them. I look up to them, and that touches my heart completely.
Awesome. So like when you're traveling, do you leave the day of the show, or you like leave the day before, maybe pack like a small breakfast and a lunch, and maybe like pack you if you don't want to pack a dinner, you just pack
Mhm.
breakfast and lunch for that day?
Really, which I'm trying to work on it now. We really don't meal prep for shows. Like I know for one, I'm not a heavy eater for shows. Like I'll be the one if we stop by QT because they usually have like the body armors and the Powerades. And like, okay, give me one of those. Make sure we have water. Give me a Lunchable. And I refuse to eat heavy before a show. I've had one bad experience, but it's just a paranoia. Like they say when you were younger, like, oh, don't go in the pool after you eat. So I just save like the cheat meal or anything, which normally I know it's not the best thing. Like if you're worn out, tired, depending on how far it is, we'll just have to suck it up, be like, all right, who wants Wendy's? Who wants
Yeah.
McDonald's?
Yeah. So after the show, what is your favorite go-to food?
Um, probably it's a mix between. Okay, well, the main thing I'll say is whoever's open. I will
Okay.
because we
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're so right. Because nothing's ever open.
yeah, you'll be on the road. Like, all right, do we want to eat while we're on the road? Wait till we get home. But then you get home and it's like nobody's open.
Yeah, you got to go to like if you're close to a Bucky's. Usually Bucky's is open, even though Cry Me a River, as everybody would say to me, Joe, just get over it. I am so sad. When I went to the Carolinas, I missed my opportunity because we weren't even near one, and I was like, why do you smite me? Poor little Bucky's laughing at me. Ha ha, you didn't come to Bucky's. You talk about it all the time. And it's funny. I messaged the page. Literally, I wish Bucky's would message in the chat. He's there. He's in. If you saw the end of the promo, the end of the big video, my intro video, Mia Fridays wearing a Bucky sweatshirt.
Well, I love Mia. I'm waiting for the day I get to work her. She looks.
Please, like if you ever get to work with her, please send me the video. Send me a clip. I love Mia Friday. When you had a chance to meet, you give her a hug, big hug, and say, "How you doing?" tell her Joe Panther III says high regards, and I'm going to say this on the podcast, and I don't care if I'm on camera. Mia Friday is the most bubbly, fireball character wrestling person you'll ever work with, and her outfits are fire. like I love her outfits. Her outfits look like the Ultimate Warrior sneezed, and it's just like, yeah, streamers everywhere.
It's
But
so
yeah,
smart.
Mia Friday is amazing. Like that girl's the future of indies.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
so are you. All the women's wrestlers that I've ever had on the podcast this year and the past 4 years this podcast has existed, like everybody that has been affected in this Dudes at Ringside world, you all have awesome. You're all killing it. But we have a little comment in the chat about you right here.
Alyssa, I love Alyssa. Is someone who's been around since my first debut, and like I said, people who really have touched my heart. And no matter what it is towards this journey, it's like you really remember the ones who like go hard for you.
Listen, don't forget to give the video a nice little like, and don't forget to subscribe and help us out. So when you do get to the show, do you have to do like a pre-show stretch, or do you like you have to what you before you have to do yourself before you like get it ready?
Really? Because I know a lot of people, some people have rituals like, hey, you need to stretch before a show, where some people they can fit in a full workout. Some shows it really depends. I'll try if we get there early enough, and the rings, even with ring setup, I feel like, hey, you want to bump, run the ropes a little bit, little 10 minutes, even if it is 5-10 minutes, I'll take it. Because really right after that, once they're like, hey, everybody to the back, you really have to be on 10. Like, all right, get dressed, find out, what number you are. If you, go over match it, everything is like, take the free time you have and get yourself boosted somehow. Because I'm glad to say I've cut out the drive to think I need energy drinks to get ready. Because I'm like, maybe it's just your nerves. But
yeah. I think it says like there's sometimes I've heard from wrestlers they do a light like a yoga stretch and they crack a knuckle and then they're ready to go. And I'm like, no, that would be me doing that and I'd hurt my back. I'll be like, oh no. And then they take the bump. It's like, oh coach, I can't do my fun move that I was supposed to do that we planned like yesterday, that I was supposed to take a backward dive off the top rope. My glasses are supposed to fly the other direction, or I was supposed to get slapped by the manager in the face and I was supposed to take a bump. Nah, Kevin Hart. Nah, I messed up. I was supposed to do my neck hurt. I hit my neck. Yeah, that's me. I'd fall and I'd slip and be like, I ruined my neck. My neck, Friday, my neck, my back, my neck, and my back. So like with wrestling, like, do you ever feel like you like when you started this journey, you like pretty much, do you feel like you actually have made it to a level that that you're right now, that you're like, oh my gosh, I'm a wrestler? Like, has that hit you yet?
Really? Because it's crazy. That was part of one of my little journal entries yesterday. It's kind of like, I know I'm nowhere near top peak or really where most of these girls are. I've got a lot more to learn. I'm still green in areas, and I'm not ashamed to say I am. But I know if I could compare the Alicia when, first debut, it's like I've come a long way, and I know there's so much more with more like a mental game. Once it's gone, it's like, all right, you can top what you've done before. But it's still kind of like, you're a wrestler. Like you want to do this since you were 11, and sometimes it's hard to take in. Even when we're on the road heading home, it's kind of like, we just did a show. Like, this is meeting fans afterwards. Like, the little things, it makes you think, I'm really doing this. This is what they mean by, wrestlers. We're just normal people, but we're doing something right in the entertainment, the inspiration, whatever area it is.
Awesome. So, is there any other female or male wrestlers that you've been wanting to wrestle and you haven't had a chance to wrestle yet?
I've got a few on my hand that I kind of hope, even though 2024 is in the middle, that I really want to, even for a first time. I know I would love to work Caitlin Marie one day. It's like 5 I know off rip. Marty Bell, she's in general. It doesn't even have to be this year. That's just that's a woman that has truly inspired me in this journey highly. And it's just like, if I ever get the opportunity to work her, that's top tier on the list for me.
Awesome. Is there any other states or countries that you want to travel to with the wrestle that you haven't been to yet?
I wouldn't mind trying to venture out a little bit more with Tennessee. I've only been able to touch one Tennessee show so far. Knoxville. Let's see, maybe Texas one day, hopefully.
That's where you're gonna meet Mia Friday. She's a Texas girl. You wouldn't think it, but she's a Texas girl. You see the cowboy hat with the streamers on it? I could see it like Macho Man style. It's too many streamers. Not enough streamers. I can hear
Never enough streamers.
Yeah, that's what she'll say. She'll be like, "There's too many streamers." You're like, you almost got stuck in that door. Never enough streamers. I'm like, okay. So you have an upcoming show. Let's talk about that.
It'll pretty much be a double duty weekend for me. It'll be next Saturday. I'll be in
A checkered flag emoji completed.
I'm so sorry.
It happened again.
35 miles per hour.
Siri is just very loud.
It happened to me. That happened to us during the podcast a few weeks ago. I'm like, that S word. She like, I don't want to say her name because I'm on an Apple laptop and I just say the name and she'll be like, cut your voice off and I want to talk to you now, Joe. No,
go
friends. I think I did.
But I do have next Saturday, the 24th, is for AWS in Gastonia. I have
best name ever.
Yep. I have a match with Kira Savage, and then I go to Atlanta that Sunday for Renegade, and I'm working Zimmy and Rose Gold in a triple threat.
So what are you going into for this triple threat match? Like, how do you train for a triple threat match? I've spoken to other people about it. Like, how do you do? Do you run in? You stand in this place and then then you turn and then you turn and how do you prepare yourself for a triple threat match?
Really, wholeheartedly, you don't. It's like it is. It's triple. It's a triangle. Say somebody has issues with this one. You're like, all right, maybe they're gonna go at it, but you don't know if they're gonna pull a Shawn Michaels and Triple H when they were that triple threat with Cena. Not my best friend out, but okay, now it's 2 of us, and you gotta keep your. I think I've done 2, or this might be my second one, and it's a little bit of a mind game, but you just gotta stay on your feet, like they say, because you never know who can come this way, who's gonna suddenly, like, hey, let's tag team. They might get you for a moment. The next thing you know, it's like, just kidding. I don't like you.
Love stinks. Oh, that'll get them. That'll get you mad.
Like, nobody likes my hugs. I get kicked in the face or, mushed. I'm like, all right, nobody likes my hugs. It's okay.
Gotta meet Bailey. You gotta represent. You have to convince Bailey to come back to the hugger side.
Yeah, like, come on. Everyone needs a hug. Everyone says you need a Snickers and you're not yourself. Like, Alicia Love will give you a lovely hug.
See, I wish I still had that T-shirt. I could have sent it to you in the mail. The Bailey T-shirt, the hug light, her original T-shirt that she had. I had it. I got rid of it because my mom's like, "Do you really want to wear a T-shirt that says hugs, like free hugs or whatever it was?" And I'm like, "But it's Bailey." My mom's like, "Who's Bailey?" I'm like,
"Oh."
Walking away because I love Bailey. It was my favorite, even though she's a heel now. Well, not really. Yeah. She's a face. She's a face again.
In the middle, yeah.
If you could do like what Joe Henry's doing right now and show up at any either NXT or like any indie promotion, who would you show up on the show to wrestle and why?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Thank you. Thank you.
I don't know if they would consider. I mean, I know she still touches bases with TV and indies. Well, I guess that's still mixed with Willow Nightingale.
I know Willow. Yeah.
I would love to work like that's real. Like I it's a compliment when people are like, when I look at you, I think Willow because she's one of my inspirations too, and so I think one day, maybe get lucky. Like, hey, Willow's like. Maybe we might look like twins. It's gonna be the battle of the hugs and the puffy hair, but I'd be for it.
She started out in Long Island. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yes, she started out in a promotion on Long Island called the New York Wrestling Connection.
Mm-hmm.
Research. You got to get it, girl. Research.
No.
Willow Nightingale started out on Long Island, and everybody, like, her character was exactly as friendly and sweet and bubbly. I never met her, but she was there after I moved to PA.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody said Willow was a blast to like work around, and the kids freaked out anytime she was out at the table in the merch area. So if my fans want to go out and buy any merch of yours, where can they find it?
Right now, I've pretty much got I don't have a lot of online stuff right now. A shirt is currently in the works. His name is Vinny. He's still working on them, but I'll keep everyone updated. They're the ones I posted on my page it says like put your hearts up, and then it has Alicia Love with the hearts in the front. The links there, they're just not, we don't have them up yet, but I will because they keep everyone updated. I'm so far, just because I kind of feel bad when my mom, we go do the shows, we just had started having a table. We have a few 8x10s. She makes, like, when I say my mom does things homemade, she does just that.
Love that.
Alicia loves scrunchies, bracelets, sunglasses, some little, heart toys, bandanas. Working on getting an online site for those, but if anyone is ever interested or wanted to know, it's in my messenger, mainly probably easier on Facebook than Insta. And then I'm working on getting a stock of these just to get something out until we get those other shirts. When Vinny's able to get them printed, they say AL and Alicia Love on them, and then I have my little saying in the bag. You can message me, and those I can get like off rip ordered and probably take about like a week.
Awesome. So if anybody wants to follow you on social media, how can they find you?
Oh boy, I am terrible with my words.
Oh no.
Well, no, really, it's mainly my Instagram tag that's weird. I do have it in my Facebook bio. My Facebook is Alicia Love, like it is on here. No. My Instagram is XOAllieLove_. And really, I think those are, like, I'm slowly working on posting content on Snap as well, like vlogging on the road, behind the scenes. People can see, how my mom does, but I'm still building up. So mainly it's a branch between my Facebook and my Insta.
That's one last little message from the chat.
Mama loves his views, but when it comes to Tracy, she is like, and anyone who meets my mom, she'll sit there, she'll be helping with the table, and then it's crazy. One of the most recent show, the last 2 shows in Gastonia, it's like, well, where's mom? She over there helping with the ring too. I'm like, mom,
jeez.
But I mean, she gets into it. She supports everyone. If it's a good vibe environment, she's there. She's in. It's like, she doesn't just go there and be like, oh, my daughter's there. She generally gets invested into these shows, and it makes me so happy that, even though she watched wrestling back then, she gets to see, okay, not only is my daughter doing it, the stuff, indies, local, the different stance of what she's used to. And of course, like, okay, this is what she wants to do. And, then we get the grands who, they go to her for the film. When I don't upload, they're like, is she hurt? Did they hit her? She's like, she's okay. She wants to do this. She's okay.
It's wrestling. It's wrestling. All right. So, I want to thank you so much for coming on the podcast. It really means a lot to have you on. Finally, we finally got the date, and we finally did this.
We did.
If there was any kids that wanted to get in wrestling, what kind of advice would you have for them?
Off rip, do not ever let anybody discourage you. It's a journey. You're gonna hit rocks, rather it's comments from hey, you did good, to the most negative ones. But if you want to do something and you stick your mind to it, you will push through. And really, like the saying I just recently gave myself, you don't even, everyone always says, strive to be better than this person, or always gonna be someone coming from your spot. If you can be better than the old you, and that's your comparison, you're better than your old self, make that your drive. And like I said, don't let anyone ever discourage you, tell you, oh, you're too big, you're too small, this isn't for you. Just keep striving at it. Do not ever, ever say the words quit or maybe I'm not good enough, because you will surprise yourself the more you push yourself and continue and realize, okay, I'm better than I thought I was.
Awesome. Alicia, I want to thank you again for coming on the podcast. I'm Joe Panther III.
I'm Alicia Love.
And we will catch you in the next one.